The drama opens with Lisa, a girl holding her passport in her hand. She is lost in thoughts about her relationship with Jungli. Lisa looks deeply sad. She keeps thinking that she gave 7 long years to their relationship. Only 3 days ago she found out that Jungli has a 5-year-old son. Lisa remembers the moment when she was sitting beside Jungli while he was looking at a photo of his son Romy on his phone. Lisa's eyes fell on the screen and she asked him who that was. Jungli told her that it was his son, and he also said she shouldn't interfere in his privacy. He scolded her and turned away. Lisa kept begging him softly, please don't be upset with me, but Jungli didn't even look at her. Tears filled Lisa's eyes as she thought, this is the reward I got for trusting him. Just then Lisa receives a call. Someone on the phone tells her that Jungli is sitting in a bar drunk and she should come take him away. Lisa rushes there. Jungli is still talking about his son, saying that he wants to give his son a good life. Standing there, Lisa thinks he doesn't care about our relationship at all he cares about is his son. Lisa is just leaving when her mother calls. Lisa tells her mom she is coming back home and she is leaving everything behind. Her mom is shocked and reminds her that her wedding is in 3 days. Lisa tells her she does not want to get married anymore. We then see Jungli again. His ex-wife and his son Romy are also there. When the driver brings the car, Lisa steps forward to open the car door. Jungli seats both his ex-wife and Romy in the car and leaves. Lisa stands outside all alone. A flashback plays in her mind. It is snowing, and Lisa is out shopping. She calls Jungli and asks him to come pick her up. He says he is busy and that she should take a taxi. Because of the snow, the driver Jungli sent refused to come. Lisa stood there helpless in the cold, her eyes filling with tears. In the present she calls someone and says, book my flight within 3 days, I want to leave this place. When Lisa reaches home, a delivery boy hands her a parcel and says she is lucky because her husband sends her a gift every month. Lisa is confused because she never received any gifts. She opens the parcel and finds a toy gun. She immediately remembers how she liked the same toy when she and Jungli were in the market together. Jungli had said, this is not for you, this is for Romy. Lisa's phone receives a voice note from Jungli saying he is busy but he will come soon. Lisa sends a voice note back saying, stay with your mother and son, there is no need to come. Hearing that, Jungli becomes angry and tries calling her, but her phone is switched off. Right then his ex-wife comes to him pretending to cry and shows her bruised leg, saying she thinks Lisa is angry and Jungli should go to her. As Jungli steps out, she pretends to worry and says, if you go now you will never come back and Romy will live like an orphan. Jungli reassures her that his business will go to Romy and tells her not to worry. Romy comes running and says, Dad, I want to sleep with you, trained perfectly by his mother. Jungli lifts Romy and leaves with him. The next morning Jungli reaches Lisa's place. He sits down and picks up a bowl but it is empty. He remembers the past when Lisa used to make soup for him whenever he was sick and lovingly prepared meals for him. But in the present he gets irritated and snaps at her asking what she meant by last night's message. He says Romy is his son and he needs his care. Lisa tells him calmly that she didn't call him here. She shows him the parcel and says, take this with you when you leave. Seeing the toy gun, Jungli starts making excuses. Lisa tells him there is no need to explain. Jungli insists that it must be a misunderstanding. His phone rings. It is Rui telling him Romy hasn't seen him since morning and he is crying nonstop. She tells him to come home. Lisa reminds him that they have their pre-wedding shoot today. Jungli says, we will do it later but right now I have to go. He gets up and leaves. At the pre-wedding venue, Jungli finally arrives 2 hours late along with Rui and Romy. The photographer tells him they are late. Jungli arrogantly says, if I am late then I am late. Lisa appears in her wedding dress looking beautiful. Jungli freezes looking at her. But when Lisa sees Rui and Romy she becomes upset. She asks Jungli what they are doing here because this was supposed to be their shoot. Before Jungli can speak, Rui jumps in saying Romy was crying too much so they had to come. Jungli tells Lisa to change quickly for the shoot. Romy says he also wants a photo shoot. Rui pretends to stop him saying this is not your photo shoot. Jungli blindly supports them and scolds Lisa. He tells her, I'm asking you one last time, if you want to do this wedding photo shoot then you must do it with both of them. Lisa is hurt and says, this is my wedding shoot. I won't let a third person enter our couple shoot. No woman, no child, no drama. Rui dramatically says she wants to leave with Romy so Lisa should enjoy her perfect wedding shoot. Romy begins crying loudly again. Jungli lifts Romy and leaves without even doing the photo shoot. Rui smirks because her plan succeeded. She teases Lisa before walking away. The photographer asks Lisa for the next appointment. She says there is no need for the shoot and her sadness is clearly visible. Later she sees a photo on social media that Jungli posted. She remembers how she once asked Jungli to post a picture of them on his account. But he said this is something between us and I don't want everyone to see it, besides I am too lazy to post these things. In the present Lisa looks at the picture he posted of his ex-wife and son and says looking at this picture, you don't seem lazy at all. Maybe you never loved me. Next we see Lisa waiting in the marriage registration office for Jungli. He doesn't show up. He sends a message saying Rui has a cold and he is at the hospital with her. He tells Lisa to collect the marriage certificate alone. Lisa is deeply hurt. She thinks if he can't be with me today, how will he spend a life with me after marriage? She drops the receipt and leaves. Later Lisa gets ready. Jungli texts her again saying Rui is unwell and he will meet her directly at the wedding hall. He tells her to wear the outfit he likes. Lisa talks to herself saying for 7 years I dressed the way you wanted. Not anymore. Now I will listen to my heart. She gets ready but not in a wedding dress. She wears a black dress, holding a case in her hand. At the wedding venue, everyone is waiting for them. Jungli arrives late but Lisa still hasn't reached. His mother scolds him asking where he was and what could be more important than his wedding. He ignores her. The host announces that after 7 years of relationship, today Jungli and Lisa will finally begin their new life. Everyone looks at the entrance but no one appears. At the same time, Lisa reaches the airport with confidence shining on her face. She throws away her engagement ring and walks forward. Back at the hall, the entrance opens but no one enters. People are shocked and start whispering. Rui smiles secretly. Someone asks Jungli where Lisa is. He has no answer. People ask him what is happening and tell him to call Lisa. Jungli calls her, but Lisa disconnects the call and sends him a voice message. It says everything is over, our breakup has happened. Hearing her words, Jungli says don't put me in trouble, our wedding has started, come back. He calls again but her phone is switched off. Guests begin gossiping. A lady tells Rui that she doesn't think Lisa is coming and that maybe it is Rui's turn to become the bride. Rui smiles and leaves to get ready. Jungli's mother becomes more anxious. She gives her phone to Jungli and tells him to try again. She reminds him that the company president is coming today and seeing this chaos he will never appoint Jungli as chairman unless he fixes this immediately. Guests continue to ask where the bride is. The host tries to lighten the moment by saying the bride seems angry and the groom must apologize. When the groom says sorry, Lisa sends a voice reply saying there is no need for your sorry, be happy with your family. The hall becomes silent. The door opens and the bride enters in a white gown, but it isn't Lisa. It is Rui. People gasp and whisper. Rui walks to Jungli and says we should forget our past and start a new life together. Suddenly the projector switches on. A video plays, showing the beautiful wedding memories Lisa had prepared. It shows Jungli singing for Lisa, promising never to leave her, proposing to her on his knees, the fireworks, their happiest moments. Lisa's voice narrates in the background saying I felt like the happiest girl in the world. Then a message appears where Lisa says I am leaving now and we will separate forever. Jungli sees the message and immediately runs out of the hall. Rui watches in shock. He drives desperately to the airport. At the airport he searches for Lisa everywhere. Lisa hears the boarding announcement for her flight. She takes her boarding pass and walks ahead. Jungli finally spots her. He shouts her name and tries to reach her but security stops him because he cannot go beyond the boarding gates. Jungli shouts Lisa don't go, don't leave me. I cannot live without you. Lisa turns back and looks at him but she doesn't stop. She walks away. Security warns Jungli that if he continues behaving like this they will call the police. Jungli calls someone and demands to know who helped Lisa escape and where she is staying. Lisa then receives a call from her mother. Her mom tells her to stay there because Fuyan wants to talk to her and if she wants to defeat Jungli she must stay strong. Meanwhile Jungli goes home and suddenly his stomach starts hurting. He remembers how Lisa used to comfort him, give him medicine, rub his stomach gently, take care of him like no one else ever did. He cries in pain while the maid watches helplessly because she doesn't know what medicine to give him. Jungli receives a call saying that Lisa did not take her flight and she is still here. He orders them to find out which hotel she is staying in. Lisa enters her hotel room and finds Fuyan standing inside. This marks the entry of the second male lead. Lisa calls him Vice President Fuyan and invites him inside. She tells him she wants to sell her company. Fuyan warns her that at current market rates she will suffer a loss and asks her why she is taking such a decision. He tells her she should talk to Jungli once. Lisa says our breakup is final, our wedding never happened and I want no connection with Jungli anymore. That is why I am selling the company. Fuyan says I cannot make this deal. Lisa says don't worry, I will find another buyer. Fuyan says you didn't understand, I want to see you in profit, not loss. He offers her double the price. Lisa agrees but says on one condition, Jungli will not have any right to this company. Fuyan agrees and asks his secretary to prepare the contract. Fuyan remembers a flashback of the time he had brought flowers to propose to Lisa but never could. His feelings for her still remain. He gives Lisa the token payment and says the remaining amount will be transferred to her account. There is a knock at the door. Lisa assumes it is the secretary. But when she opens the door, she is shocked. Jungli is standing there. Lisa tries to shut the door but Jungli forces it open. She asks him what he is doing here. Jungli steps in and says come with me. Lisa pulls her hand back and says how dare you after everything between us is over. Jungli says you cannot decide alone when things end between us or begin again. Lisa shows him the picture of Rui dressed as the bride and says you got what you always wanted. Jungli says I don't want any of that, I want to marry you. Stop talking nonsense. He shouts at her saying we had a 7-year relationship and you cannot end it just like that. Lisa answers I tolerated everything, your son, your ex-wife, your attitude. Jungli asks are you saying you took revenge on me, you didn't come to the wedding, do you know what my face looked like in front of everyone? He says forget everything, let's go and collect the marriage certificate right now. Lisa says you don't understand, it is over. The second lead Fuyan steps forward and asks angrily, why are you here? Lisa snaps back, it's none of your business, and when Fuyan moves toward her in anger, she immediately stands in front of him. You married me and kept calling me Ruhi, she says, but he shouts, ask her, she's had a crush on you since our college days. Lisa is shocked, and as he grips her arms tightly he yells, we've been in a relationship for 7 years and you still want to go with him. Then his eyes fall on the money in her hands and he spits out, oh, so you're leaving me for money. She finally loses her patience. What nonsense are you talking? Fuming, he throws her money into the air and starts abusing her. Lisa cannot bear it anymore and slaps him hard across the face. I only loved you, she cries, and for the past 7 years I gave you the best time of my life. I tolerated everything just to protect you in our relationship. But this ends now. I cannot love you anymore. His expression shifts and he mutters, I was just too angry, I'm sorry. Then he looks into her eyes and insists, I know you love only me. You cannot love anyone else. She takes a step back and whispers, I can. I can love someone else. But he scoffs, I don't believe that. Lisa turns and immediately kisses Fuyan. Zhang Li's anger shoots to the sky. Just as he raises his hand toward her, Fuyan grabs him and punches him twice. Zhang Li is stunned. I'm going to become the company president, he growls, and now let's see who dares keep you. Lisa and Fuyan start feeling uncomfortable as the tension grows. Lisa says softly, I was confused and in a hurry, I'm sorry for whatever happened. Fuyan looks at her and says, you were in a relationship for 7 years. I could never gather the courage to confess my feelings to you. Just then a staff member arrives with a contract. Lisa is about to sign when Fuyan stops her. You must sign this in front of witnesses. Only then can we properly fire Zhang Li from the company. Fuyan says, we'll meet tomorrow, and leaves. Outside the room he calls someone and says, the moment we waited 7 years for, it has finally arrived. Meanwhile Zhang Li, burning with feverish anger and heartbreak, reaches home. Ruhi is sitting there, and for a moment he thinks she is Lisa. He snaps, what are you doing here? Ruhi says sweetly, Romy missed you so much, so I brought him here. But Zhang Li yells, because of you too, my marriage broke. And now you show your face here. Ruhi starts her emotional drama again, apologizing over and over, saying she will leave. When she tries to stay and explain things to Lisa, he stops her. It's late. Just go to sleep. When Zhang Li reaches his room he notices Lisa's belongings are gone. He screams, where is Lisa's stuff? No one answers, until Ruhi walks in and says, I thought she left you, so I threw her things in the dustbin. Zhang Li rushes out in panic. As he searches desperately through the trash, Ruhi tries to stop him but he pushes her away. His eyes suddenly land on a ring box lying near the road. He remembers how he had proposed to Lisa with a simple artificial ring and how later he replaced it with a diamond, but she had refused to throw the first one away. "This is my first ring from you. I will never throw it," she had said. He holds the box, remembering everything, and breaks down crying. Ruhi places a hand on his shoulder and whispers, "Why can't you forget Lisa? We still have a chance. We can start our life again." Zhang Li stands up suddenly. "Stop talking nonsense. Stay away from me," he shouts. Ruhi falls to her knees, hugging his leg, crying, "I never meant to hurt you. I just can't control my feelings for you. And think about Romy at least." Zhang Li jerks his leg free and roars, "I am not Romy's dad. I couldn't even explain myself." Then he orders his maid, "Rearrange all of Lisa's belongings." Ruhi pleads, "Give me a chance, I'll fix everything." But he answers coldly, "It's too late," and walks away saying, "I'll arrange a new house for you. You must leave." Ruhi nods, "Whatever you want will happen," but inside she vows, "I will never let you and Lisa reunite." Meanwhile Lisa sits quietly on her bed. Her phone lights up with a message. "Good night, see you tomorrow." Somewhere else Zhang Li is drinking alone, holding Lisa's ring, whispering to himself, "You will come back to me. You love me too much." Suddenly he gets a call, informing him that he is being fired tomorrow and there will be a conference about it. "How is that possible?" he mutters. At the company party that night, people gossip that the company will be sold soon. They whisper about how Lisa ran away on her wedding day. When Zhang Li enters, everyone begins flattering him. Then Fuyan and Lisa arrive together. Reporters rush toward them. "Mr. Fu, why did you take over this company?" He replies calmly, "For personal reasons." Zhang Li storms forward and grabs Lisa's hand. "What are you doing here?" Lisa answers firmly, "Don't make noise. Behave. We're adults now." But then Fuyan places his hand on her shoulder and announces, proudly, "She is my girlfriend." The news is live, and Ruhi sees everything. The scene shifts. Fuyan repeats, "She is my girlfriend." Zhang Li shouts, "What do you mean by that? She came to you only because she was angry at me." But Lisa says clearly, "I'm not angry at you at all." Ruhi arrives with Romy, who cries loudly, "Dad! Dad!" Seeing them, Zhang Li snaps, "Why are you here?" Host arrives and announces that the company ceremony is about to begin. He invites the vice president and the chairman to the stage. As Lisa prepares to go, Fuyan holds her hand and says, "I waited 7 years for this moment. Before you go, let me say something." Lisa nods and gives him permission. Before Fuyan can speak, someone says there is no point starting the ceremony because the company chairman hasn't arrived yet. Ignoring Yang Li completely, Fuyan continues. He says, "I have liked someone for 7 years. Because of her I worked hard, because of her I stand here in this position today. I bought this company so I could finally tell her how much I love her, so she never has to compromise in life again, so I can always stand shoulder to shoulder with her. And that person is none other than our company's chairman. Please welcome Miss Lisa." Yang Li grabs Lisa's hand in shock and asks how she can be the chairman. Lisa calmly tells him she will explain, and the scene cuts to the past. We see how Lisa and Yang Li had started the company together. While Lisa spent every day trying to grow the company, Yang Li spent all his time with Rui and Romy. Lisa worked alone for 7 years and built the company from scratch. Yang Li had no real contribution and no right over anything. Lisa walks away from him and stands with Fuyan. Rui walks over to Yang Li and whispers, "I thought you were the chairman, but it turns out you're nothing." Lisa signs the papers and the takeover becomes official. She shakes hands with Fuyan and everyone claps, congratulating them. Fuyan makes another announcement. Yang Li is officially removed from the position of vice president. Yang Li, furious, tries to reach him but the guards block him. He shouts, "Why was I fired?" Fuyan tells him to ask Lisa. She steps forward and tells him, "Whatever I once gave you, I have taken it back. And nothing ever belonged to you, so what exactly are you claiming?" Fuyan tells Lisa they should leave. She looks tired. As they walk away, Yang Li grabs Lisa's hand and begs her not to do this, insisting the child is not his. Lisa snaps at him and says, "I have no time for your lies. To achieve the president's position, you even pretended someone else's child was yours. You can stoop this low." She looks at Rui expecting her to confess, but Rui only shakes her head and says, "I don't know anything." Rui shows Yang Li a fake message on her phone. When Yang Li sees it, he orders Rui to leave with Romy immediately. He then grabs Lisa's hand again and says, I know you trust me. Lisa pulls her hand away and coldly replies, none of that matters anymore. Not the truth. Not the lies. Nothing. Yang Li drops to his knees in front of her and takes out a ring, the very first ring he ever proposed with, made from a straw. He says, I hope you can forget everything and forgive me once again. Right then, Fuyan also kneels and takes out a ring. He says, I waited 7 years for this moment, and this time I don't want a lifetime of regret. Give me a chance. Lisa looks at the two men, then picks up Yang Li's ring. People whisper, how can he propose with a straw ring? Yang Li says, I know diamonds don't matter to you. Lisa says, yes, but I only loved you back then. She throws the ring onto his face and says, but I don't love you anymore. She grabs Fuyan's hand and walks away. Outside, Fuyan asks her why she accepted his proposal. Lisa smiles softly and says, how could I refuse someone who loved me silently for 7 years? Fuyan says, I waited so long, but I cannot wait anymore. He gently slips the ring onto her finger and tells her, when you're ready to marry, just tell me. They get into the car and leave. Back inside, Yang Li cries out Lisa's name but no one listens. He collapses to the floor, broken. In another scene, Yang Li is shown in terrible condition. His secretary informs him that his financial situation is getting worse. When the secretary offers him medicine, Yang Li refuses and sends him away. Later, we see Yang Li standing outside a wedding venue. Inside, Fuyan and Lisa are getting married. Tears roll down Yang Li's cheeks as he whispers, Lisa, may you always stay happy. He walks away into the night. With this, the drama comes to an emotional end.